and NAPI, the program aimed at showcasing the activities of the state government. Tonight on the program, we shall be bringing to you the inauguration of some buildings named after some former governors in the state by Governor Oyebanji's administration. Also, Governor Oyebanji received a Damino community on a thank you visit as he pledged to prioritize the security of lives and property of Ekiti people. Also, on our 9th tonight, the governor hosted the management of those are the highlights for this week edition anchor, Kende Trudola. A building named after the immediate past governor in Ekiti State, Dr. Kawde Lodge, has been inaugurated. Governor Oyebanji, during the inauguration, said the gesture is a mark of honor and recognition of the former governor's contributions to the development of Ekiti State.
The recognition of former Governor Kawde's selfless service for Ekiti people and Nigeria as a whole, an edifice built by Governor Oyebanji Lodge Station, is named after him. The former governor, Dr. Kawde, and his wife, Elunubisi Femi, were joined by dignitaries including religious leaders, political appointees, top government officials, and well-wishers to inaugurate the building. Governor Oyebanji described the gesture as a mark of honor for the former governor who had contributed so much for the development of the state. The governor explained that the initiative underscored his administration's commitment to completing and delivering all projects initiated by his administration for public use in line with his shared prosperity agenda, stressing that the building will help to accommodate investors who are willing to do business in the state.
The second phase of this administration, according to the development plan, is to support small businesses, is to ensure that we create an atmosphere and ecosystem that will drive investment, is also to ensure that we create a decent environment for investors. We start to play host to big business investors in a decent accommodation. We are not a farm for us. The rest is good for the state. So this is part of the infrastructure. It's not a mere building. It's part of infrastructure to drive a shared prosperity. Because the second term of this administration will be devoted to supporting businesses to ensure that we create an atmosphere that drives productivity. Because it's only when an economy is productive that wealth can be created. And we have done a lot of strategic investment in infrastructure, in roads, in the airports, in electricity, in water. And these are the building blocks of industrialization. And we've been discussing with a lot of investors because they keep asking us. On many occasions, we have had guests that have to fly to the state and go back the same day because of lack of decent accommodation. And lose a lot in this regard. So that is the question that this facility seems to answer.
Former Governor Kawde appreciated the governor for the honor, saying the gesture will encourage whoever finds himself as a leader to serve with heart and might. He thanked him for keeping to the development plans, which has now put Ekiti State on the map of the world in terms of infrastructural development, while thanking the Ekiti people for their support for the election of the governor. Femi assured them that the governor will reciprocate the gesture during his second term.
I'm sure they will be contributed immensely to the growth and development of our state. And I think it's important to do this in order to inspire those who are coming behind, the successful generation of leaders, to dedicate themselves to sacrifice for the state and to commit to greater development in our state. We're lucky in Ekiti that we have seamlessly transitioned from one administration to the other, and that administration has chosen to commit itself to honoring the pledges that we've made to assure you that, as he said, the reward for hard work is more work, and he's ready and fitting to do that work. I want to thank Governor Ibanji for this honor, and I want to thank Ekiti in general for their continued support to our party, to our government, and to the development and growth of our state.
There were goodwill messages from the dignitaries at the event.
It tells a story of the emergence and growth of the bio-led administration. And it also tells a tale of contributions of those who have genuinely served the Ekiti State with dedication and intentionality. Hence, I wish to state that this lodge is a recognition of the living symbol of continuity founded on trust, mentorship. Likewise, it will forever serve as a reminder to present and future generations that the greatest leaders are those who understand that the success of their successors does not diminish their own legacy.
Governor Fayemi, through his 2 terms at different times, took Ekiti to another level. And because there is continuity, not just quantity continuity, but quality continuity. That is why we are here today. And one of the best things to have ever happened to Ekiti State today is Ekiti State Agro-Allied Airport. Started by the person we are honoring today and the person honoring by not abandoning. Thank you, Governor Ayoba, for not abandoning. And it is a lesson to all of us that whatever we do, whatever we sow, we will. So all of us, let us work together in unity, in faith, in hope, and in love.
I must also commend His Excellency Ayoba, the Executive Governor of Ekiti State, for this noble gesture and for the continuity in governance that Ekiti is now known for. By constructing and commissioning projects that serve the people, you have demonstrated that government is indeed about the welfare of the citizen. No wonder you are re-elected well smoothly and your victory so resounding. You have set the pace for Nigerian leaders to emulate. You have become a snoozer of ice in Nigerian politics. Congratulations, sir. As a traveling institution, we believe that when we honor our home, we inspire others to serve with dedication. This building will not just be brick and mortar. It will stand as a monument to hard work, vision, and the spirit of Omoluabi.
We carried out the soil test before commencing the construction of this place, and we got all our parameters in place. With that, and I believe with that we have our parameters in place, and with that, what we put in place here to stand the test of time, structurally it's perfect. You can invite anybody in to come and carry out the test on the building. And I promise you it's going to pass the test 100%.
The 10 challenge buildings are equipped with state-of-the-art facilities.
Also tonight, Governor Ibanji has again expressed gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for various interventions from the federal government to Ekiti State and for making resources available, which enables him to carry out projects across the state. The governor made the remarks during the inauguration of a building named after former governor Ayoba Fellowship in Government House at Ekiti.
Not less than 72 hours that a building was named after his predecessor, Dr. Fayemi, Governor Ibanji inaugurated another building named after another former governor, Ayoba Fellowship. inaugurating the building named after former Governor Fayose at the event, which attended by his political associates, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and top government officials. Governor Ayoba said the edifice was named after him and other former governors as a sign of honor for them. Ayoba explained that the former governor played a crucial role in the development of the state, especially in the area of infrastructure development. He thanked President Bola Tinubu for making funds available to the state, which made it possible for him to complete various projects.
So, today's projects will not be only to you for the service in the state, and to let you know that we appreciate you, to let you know that we love you, and to let you know that we will continue to build on those building blocks of development, of knowledge that we know here.
The former governor, Ayoba, thanked Governor Ayoba for the honor and commended him for his developmental initiatives in the various sectors and promised his continued support for the administration.
Ekiti has developed so well in a short while, and the state is peaceful under the leadership of the current governor, Ayoba. For his leadership, all the former governors, all the leaders had come together for the collective progress of the state. So this is different from the norm, where we fight each other, we disagree at the cost and the expense of the state. So we commend him. The infrastructural development across the state, all the former governors have tried, but Ubanji has put the icing on the cake. He's done so well, both within the government house, outside the government house, the road infrastructure, water, education. He's done so well. So, and for the honor he has bestowed on me, like other former governors, we thank him, we appreciate it. He could choose not to do it, but he's done it, and we are grateful. That is a step that I took when I was in office, naming so many infrastructures after leaders have talked in their lifetime.
Stakeholders at the event described Governor Ayoba as a big builder who has given every citizen due regard, irrespective of their political affiliation.
To tell the people that the state is one. Waiting we are united, and we thank God that we have a unified as a governor who doesn't care whether you belong to any party or any religion. It's just serving the people. It's for unity and development of the people. And I want to appreciate the stakeholders in politics in the state for allowing peace to reign in the state.
As governors, we are privileged to be governors, how many thousands of people who are qualified. But for somebody now to put all of them together, to me is a miracle. And that is why we continue to refer to Governor Ayoba my teacher of our time. And I thank him for doing this for the people.
Again, on the program tonight, Ekiti State Governor Ayoba says his administration will continue to prioritize the security of lives and property of Ekiti residents. The governor made the remarks while paying host to a down community at the government house in Ekiti.
A down community led by its monarch, Oba Julius Awolola, and the president of a down Progressive Union, Rufus Ajayi, were at the government house to appreciate the governor for his role in the release of some members of the community who were abducted by kidnappers some months ago. Speaking on behalf of the monarch, president of the Progressive Union, Rufus Ajayi says the intervention received in terms of medical care after the rescue fast-tracked the victims' recovery from the inhuman conditions they were subjected to by the terrorists, while commending security agencies for arresting some of the suspected informants for the kidnappers. The community leader wants the government to complete the community's divisional police station and military checkpoints to boost security in the community.
We immediately request for your intervention by assisting the community to execute this project. We promise that your name will be written in gold by the entire community and generation yet unborn. Our doors will be bound today as our people are happily way back home to mobilize with their families.
The governor thanked members of the community for their cooperation with the government and security operatives during the period that the victims were in captive, which led to their rescue. On their request, the governor said he will ensure the completion of the police station and military post to boost security in the area.
So I'm just speaking with all of us that this government is there to protect and to serve you. And the only way we can serve you better is to cooperate with each other. I'm listening to your speech, sir. The police escort at the police station is going on.
15 worshippers at the Christ Apostolic Church in the community were abducted on April 28, 2026, out of which 14 were rescued on the 4th of July. A minute silence was observed in honor of the elderly woman who died in the kidnappers' den during the visit.
The state governor, Ayoba, has reiterated the need for stronger collaboration among federal and state-owned higher institutions in the state to provide practical solutions to societal challenges. Governor Ayoba made the call while receiving the management of the Federal University of Ekiti, led by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Leka Ogunwole, at his office.
Governor Ayoba said the growing number of universities in the state must translate into human capital development and physical transformation of the academic community to maximize its capacity in driving the state's development. The governor highlighted his administration's investment in education, stating that they are rail road leading to the universities under construction. He also said the government has approved the extension of electricity to the Ekiti community, promised to provide a bus as well as construct a 5-kilometer road within the university. He commended the management of the institution for its vision and commitment to transforming the university into a center of excellence.
The academia should serve as solution providers to society problems through research, through innovations, through linkages, and through collaboration between time and time. I find it very hard that even at TESCO, when we want to do some things, we bring the consultants and we bring the people that are not as educated as you are. They call them consultants in the state. And I keep asking myself, so do we have people within the university that can do this consultancy? So we fill out this lecture, and then we provide a platform for all of us to sit down together.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Ogunwole, appreciated Governor Ayoba for his commitment to education, adding that the pet project of the First Lady, Dr. Ayoba, has helped the university to address some of its challenges. Professor Ogunwole also informed the governor about the 8-point agenda of his administration and how the university was making deliberate efforts to sanitize the system and strengthen its image.
The award of leadership has also become some of us a little, and we are learning it little by little. We immediately became with the leaders of the entire meeting to show you that following is no longer a move. The era of the military news. There is no way that the military news are controlled and they don't affect it. Because this is real things and so on. The era of following the bad news is past and increase of growth.
Now, Deputy Kennedy Drodola, NTA News.
And lastly tonight, Governor Ayoba has rewarded World Spelling Bee champion Oluwadamilola Adelu and his crew that produces R.
Recently, the champion Oluwadamilola Adelu, a parent, a coach, and the school management at the government house Governor Ayoba congratulated her for the feat recorded and for making Ekiti State, Nigeria and Africa proud. The governor says Ayoba has demonstrated integrity, dedication and value that Ekiti is known for, and promised that his administration will continue to create opportunities and platforms for Ekiti youth to exhibit their talent to compete favorably with their counterparts in any part of the world.
By saying congratulations on behalf of the government and people of Ekiti State. You have made us extremely proud. And then my prayer is that God will continue to be with you. I'm listening to the proprietor, but the question I keep asking myself is, what next? It should not end there. She has conquered the world, but she needs to conquer the future. The future that is ahead of her. So beyond this celebration, I think we need to sit down and find a way where we are going to walk this journey. And I want to plead with the parents that the emphasis should be on our education and on our future. As a government, we'll be ready to do that. And I've done this course with the Commissioner for Education. From now till she finishes her secondary school till work, government will underwrite her bill. When she finishes and she wants to go to university, we sit down and find a way around that.
The governor thereafter announced a scholarship for Ayoba with cash gift of 2 million, 1 million to her coach, and 2 million to the school, St. Lawrence School at Ekiti. The proprietor of St. Lawrence School, Olufemi Lawrence, thanked the governor for the gesture, attributing the success to the governor's leadership style that provides a enabling environment for both public and private schools to thrive in the state.
We thank God, and that is the star girl, Ayoba Oreofe, a 14 years old from Ekiti State, a student of my school who has conquered Nigeria, and after that he represented Nigeria in the Africa Championship. He also came first in Africa. We want to appreciate the governor who sponsored our trip to Shanghai, China, to represent Africa, and we thank God that she came back home with gold medals, one in the AI interface, another one in the
champion